It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back alive with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in after a bumper weekend of sports. I'm not going to waste any time with any sort of preamble. Let's dive right in with some footy action. Jeremy, welcome back, my brother.
Good to see you.
It's always so good to see you because we get to talk about the coolest stuff, man. Let's talk about the football back in the spotlights, Premier League action. Let's kick it off with Liverpool. I think so much pressure on teams now. You're not really going to be able to skip a beat. If you want to be in the top four, if you want to mount a title challenge, you can't miss a beat. Liverpool up against Southampton, and this was their 11th successive top-flight victory. So has last season ended, or is this just a continuation of?
No, I think it's. We were saying this when they started the season that it's normal service has resumed, and that's exactly the thing. But to your point, you can't skip a beat. They showed it to us last season. How many points was it? 90 odd, 98, 97, whatever it was.
We might see 100 this. I have a feeling we're going to see
very likely, and so you can't want to go. Oh well, a 1 pointer is good enough, or what we can manage to come away with the loss here and there. You've got to keep the pressure on the other teams.
Sean Dyche's Burnley, I think, a little bit frustrated up against an Arsenal that seems to be finding their feet. Pierre-Emerick, you want your guys to be netting, to be feeling like, just like Harry Kane, you want them to be to feeling their goal-scoring ability. But I think for me, Arsenal were one of the most, if not the most potent attacking force that just couldn't find the balance in that outfit. Do you think they can go one better? Do you think they're going to be a top four contender?
They looked very impressive on Saturday. I thought
that cat, they looked really impressive on Saturday.
Come on, you Gunners! Oh dear. Okay, gets a bit rowdy in here sometimes. but I thought they looked very impressive on Saturday, and if they can get themselves a settled team, because a couple of changes, they're bringing in some new personnel, testing them out, and some on loan players. Settle that personnel, settle that team down, and I mean, who knows?
Who knows, man? I love a team that invests in young players, and that's always been the Arsenal way, so I hope they continue in that way, develop players and grow them within the system. Should Pep Guardiola feel aggrieved with the 2-2 draw up against Spurs? Probably the most exciting match of the weekend. Take nothing away from some of the other brilliant performances. Norwich City, 4-1 against Newcastle. Newcastle, what on earth, man? But why do you think it was such a tense affair early in the season, man?
Yeah, no, I think that, as you say, it's early in the season. Teams are still feeling themselves out, but Pep Guardiola spun a really nice story at the press conference afterwards about how it was that, tight, backwards and forwards back. But I tell you what, in the privacy of the change room, I'm sure that he let his players know that he was not happy.
They felt like they dropped a point.
They dropped a couple of points there, not a good result for them.
So Arsenal beating Burnley, Southampton going down to Liverpool 1-2, Man City, Tottenham 2-2, and Chester and Leicester drawing 1-1. Leicester showing some speed, some legs, some great staying power, but at least Frank Lampard hasn't lost at home yet.
No, I mean, that's good for him. And I think that he's going to have quite a bit of leeway in terms of that with the home support, based on who he on who he is.
He's a champion, man. He's a champion, and he speaks like a coach now. In his post-match, he's got that measured, grey hair approach now.
I'm wise.
I'm completely stressed out. So let's shift gears now. La Liga obviously kicked off again. No Suarez, no Messi in action, unfortunately. I think a lot of us hoping that Los Blancos are going to come into the fold. A very big change up there, obviously, in personal and on both sides of the sideline. But let's start with Barcelona. A win over Athletic Bilbao. Do you think they're going to be the pace setter? Do you think anyone is going to challenge them?
I hope so. I really do.
Say it with feeling, man.
Yeah. With feeling. I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot more sort of competition. And I mean, if they can do that without Messi, who of course is still in rehab. Then there's
for an injury.
For an injury, excuse me. Then it's good signs for Barcelona and ominous signs for the rest of the teams.
Yeah, hopefully Suarez, who went off, I think, in the first half towards the end. Hopefully that injury isn't too heavy there. But shifting gears now, Zinedine Zidane has said that Gareth Bale is going to stay.
Whoa.
That actually does shock me. I was waiting for him to pop up in the Premier League again, to be quite honest. I don't know if they'd allow him back. Does that surprise you?
It does. I mean,
is there a place for him at Real?
They've obviously kissed and made up in the nicest possible way. But I think that I would have thought that by now he would have been packing his bags. It really didn't seem as if there's a space for him in that team. The chemistry, both with coach and player and players.
Yeah, I think more the team dynamic seems to be the real...
Seems to have fallen flat there. So I'm surprised, and it may just be a temporary situation. you make nice before you make
They
the
can't
big
afford to sell him.
before the big announcement of somebody else has bought him.
And I'm talking about an ex-Spurs player, so please take it with a pinch of salt. But of course, Zidane getting off to a fantastic 3-1 win over Celta Vigo there. And Hazard's in testing phase, in beta phase. When do you think we're going to see him out in the mix?
I don't know. I was hoping that we would see him, out first weekend, but not to be. It does look like he's going to get game time, obviously, but when it will be is, maybe some big marketing reveal, but it's happening, and, we'll just have to wait and see.
You are so wise. You're so wise. Just a quick shout out here. We haven't even gotten to our local, but Cape Town City skipper Tommy Mkhize signed a new 3-year contract. So congratulations to you. I think definitely a Bafana incumbent there. We're going to talk all things rugger in just a moment. Jeremy, stick around, buddy.
Absolutely.
Stick around.